Hi everybody, this is Roxy and I have a Dollar Tree haul. I think I'm going to start with this. I've been testing out their toilet paper, or as our dairy store owner used to say, TP. And there's this brand and the Angel Soft. They both perform the same, which are fine, or which is fine. But these rolls have about 100 more sheets, and I think they're about the same consistency, so I find no problem with these. And I'm doing a use review on them right now, so I don't have the results of that yet. In other words, how long does a typical roll or a roll last in our household on a typical day or week. Right now I'm doing the Angel Soft review, and then I'm going to do this one again and figure out what those results are. So, and then depend on that, we'll either go with this or the other. I find nothing wrong with this. I actually use less of this than Charmin, and I don't know why. I think Charmin's so soft and fluffy, I just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. But I wanted to show this. I was... when I get done with the roll, I just fold it to save it for making toilet paper roll mini albums. And I noticed this is wider than like a Charmin or a regular brands. And I think because this way the rolls look the same size as a regular brand because the paper is so thin. So I wanted to just prove to that point. So you can see, just want to get one that's less decorated here. This is actually from Eiley. We did a primitive swap a few years ago. But here is the difference. It's about, It's about 1/4 of an inch wider than regular toilet paper rolls. And in the crafting world, that 1/4 of an inch means a huge world of difference. So, I mean, it's kind of nice. I'm going to make a mini out of it and just kind of see when I'm done how the difference is. Because, like, for instance, Eiley's cover is the size, a little bit bigger than this. It's like another 1/4 of an inch. So, I think this is going to make a cool difference, though. Because look at how much more you get. More width. And then more tags. You're going to have bigger tags. And a little bit wider tag. So that'll be kind of cool to see. And I will show that when I'm finished. Alright, so that's my review on that. So then I grabbed a couple of these and just noticed it now. That one is rose gold and one is not. So I'm going to have to decide on which one I want. Probably the rose gold. That's what I was going for. And then return one of them or exchange one. And I bought those to put these little bunnies in. I think I'm going to put like a little bit of moss or something maybe. But they looked really cute in there. Like they're sitting in a little bird's nest. Or so I think. It's cute. So, I don't know, maybe I'll go with gold because it's a little brighter. So, anyways, there's that. I thought that was kind of cute. We can let them sit there and look at them. And I found this Duncan Hines cherries. So, I got 2 cans of these for to make a pie. I love cheesecake with this cherry pie filling on it. But we'll see, in their Comstock cherries. But we'll see how this is. Usually we get, what's the famous brand? Wilderness or... But I mean, Duncan Hines is a good name. Brand. And then I bought 2 more Egg-tasticks. Because these are really fun to use. It's kind of, I mean, you could use this or that stoneware kind of covered bowl that they sold. I mean... I'm thinking last year, the year before. But I bought an extra one for Scrubby, but then my neighbor came over and I gave her one, and I'm going to give my other neighbor one. And I bought another one for another friend. So, and then for me and Scrubby, we can just use one because it goes fast enough that you don't need to eat. You know, you still can eat together. And for my, we're doing a swap where we take a mason jar ring and lid and make a fairy garden and then send it to our partner without the jar because obviously it's going to fit any jar. So I bought this to put some flowers and grass or whatever inside and then maybe use the burlap for something. So that's what that's for. And then, oops, for organizing, I bought this. There's a, you know, those little plastic containers with the lids. They're either round and then they've got rectangle ones. I use those for my hubby's flaxseed and granola every day. And I've got it in just a flat tray that my friend sent me from Daiso, Cynthia. And it's really pretty tray and it's pretty on there, but it's not practical. Because once we use them, I just put the empties inside and then they get all over. So I thought this would contain them better on my shelf. And then I found this. It's a little watermelon tote. And they had a strawberry, lime, and I think either orange or tomato. But they're really cute. All of them but the strawberry have the same color. Like this is going to have a red little tote thing. And the strawberry had like a leopard print, so it was kind of weird. I was looking at them, this girl pulled up and was looking at them, and then we were talking about them, and two other ladies pulled up, and we all agreed that it was prettier with the non-leopard print. So you kind of, here's your tote. I mean, it'll fit like your lunch or whatever. If you've got a little return or if you go in town. It's kind of a rounded tote. Like a little parachute. And then it all shoves back into the watermelon. Which is weird because it just hangs on the end of your tote, but it's cute. I will not shove it back in here. Well, here. Yeah, I'll shove it back in later because that'll make you crazy with the noise. So then I bought a card for my sister, even though I make cards. But I just thought this was really nice for her. And I found these Frozen stickers. I have the Frozen and the Hello Kitty Cricut cartridges, and I want to make some things for craft sales. And I just grabbed these because I thought, you know, in case I wanted to put some stickers on my projects, or I put your hand there. Still up there. Yeah, I don't know what the focus deal is. And we've got a light flickering, so that's gonna. Isn't that cute? And then you know, these have always been there, but I thought these would be cute for some kid cards that I want to make, and these as backgrounds and use up some of the stickers from Dollar Tree. So, like, I'll make a round card for that. That'd be cute. And then Scrubby's birthday's coming up. I've got a surprise party for him on the 8th, and it's going to be tricky because he's nosy. In fact, I had this sitting, I thought if I put it this way, he won't notice it. And I could see him squinting to see what that said, and I thought, oh my gosh. It's like any other time, he can't pay attention to anything. Typical man. But, so I got these for some of the invitations that I'm going to send out. And then I found these. I'm going to try these out for my planner and whatnot. And I found some of the Bolero lotion. This is lavender and chamomile, and this is lemon, verbena, and mint. And this was in a store in kind of a better part of Twin Cities in West Bloomington, which is not just better part, it's really nice part of the Twin Cities. And the store was a shambles. In fact, we were in the East Bloomington store and the West Bloomington store because we were heading out to Dick Blick's, or I was. And both stores were just in shambles. They had barely anything on the shelves. Like, this is on an end cap, and it had, every shelf had boxes, but there were like maybe 5 of these lotions left. Otherwise, the boxes were all empty. I'm not kidding. I should have taken film of it, but I was so shocked. Every aisle in both the stores had their carts piled high with boxes. And then this one store, the one in West Bloomington, had carts piled high with broken down boxes in the aisles. And this poor guy was in the back trying to fill all the shelves. Like, you could tell he was frantic. And I looked in the back room, and the boxes were all the way up to the ceiling, all the way to the back door. And I looked at him, I said, do you have to empty all these too? And he goes, yeah. And he's like, they won't give us any help. I'm the only one that does it. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't they have somebody come at night and unbox them and fill the shelves? And I felt terrible. I said, this is just like terrible. I couldn't believe it. It was just awful. I felt so sorry for him because you could tell he obviously doesn't get any sympathy from the company or the manager. I mean, it's just poor management. And I'm wondering if it's one manager for both stores, because it was pretty weird. I've never seen that before. I've seen, like, some of our stores, they'll have a cart. Like Saturday, I went to my favorite store, and there was probably a cart in about 3 of the aisles. And they were, unboxing frantically as usual, but nothing like this. I mean, every aisle had 2 or 3 carts and literally nothing on the shelves. It's like, there was nothing to buy. I was lucky to find this. That was it. So, anyways, that was my rant about that. I also wanted to share this from my grandniece. She's 10 years old, and she's the one that her and her sister have been mentoring with crafting and stuff. But she knows I'm a freelance writer, so she said she wrote free writer. I think she didn't know what freelance, but that's as adorable as can be. But look at how cute I've, gotten them into using washi tape, and she came up on that. She must have found that herself at the store. Isn't that adorable? And then for my niece, my other niece, her mom's cousin, she gave her a little statue that had a little dog on it. Or it didn't have a dog, it had a, what do you call it? An urn, She glued a little dog on top, and then on the bottom she wrote, #1 dog lover. How adorable! I should have taken a picture, I didn't. Sorry about that, but she's just so thoughtful and sweet and cute. But anyways, so that's my Dollar Tree haul for this week.